It was just another Tuesday for Sarah, or so she thought. As she left the grocery store, juggling bags and her car keys, she noticed an elderly man standing hesitantly at the crosswalk. He looked confused, his eyes darting back and forth at the passing cars, a flicker of fear in his gaze. He was clutching a small, worn-out photograph, but from a distance, Sarah couldn't make out the image. Something about his vulnerability tugged at her heart. Most people just walked past, lost in their own worlds, but Sarah couldn't. She put down her groceries, walked over, and gently touched his arm. "Sir, are you trying to cross the street?" she asked with a warm smile. The man looked up, his eyes cloudy with uncertainty. He simply nodded, his grip tightening on the old photo. "It's okay," Sarah said reassuringly. "I'll help you. Let's wait for the light together." She stood with him, making small talk about the weather, trying to ease his apparent anxiety. When the pedestrian signal lit up, she offered him her arm. "Here we go," she said, and together, they slowly made their way across the busy intersection. His steps were slow and shuffled, and he leaned on her for support. Once they were safely on the other side, she asked, "Is there someone I can call for you? Are you meeting family?" He looked at her, his expression a mixture of confusion and gratitude, but he didn't speak. Instead, he just held up the faded photograph. Now, Sarah could see it clearly. It was a picture of a smiling young woman with bright, happy eyes. He pointed to the woman in the photo, and then patted his own chest, a single tear rolling down his weathered cheek. His meaning was clear, yet heartbreakingly vague. He was looking for her. Sarah's heart ached for him. He was clearly lost and disoriented. "She's beautiful," Sarah said softly, looking at the photo. "What's her name?" The man only shook his head, unable to form the words. Sarah knew she couldn't just leave him there. He was someone's father, someone's grandfather. "All right," she decided. "Let's go sit on that bench over there and figure this out. My name is Sarah, by the way." She led him to a nearby park bench, and they sat down. She offered him a water bottle from her grocery bag, which he accepted with a grateful nod. She tried asking simple questions. "Do you live around here? Do you remember your name?" But each question was met with a sad shake of the head. It was clear he was suffering from some form of memory loss, perhaps Alzheimer's or dementia. Sarah felt a growing sense of responsibility, looking at his kind but lost face. She knew the right thing to do was to get him professional help. She discreetly pulled out her phone and dialed the non-emergency police line. She explained the situation calmly, describing the man and their location. The dispatcher was kind and told her to stay with him until officers arrived. Sarah put her phone away and turned back to the man. To pass the time and keep him calm, she asked about the photo again. "She looks very kind," Sarah said, pointing to the woman in the picture. For the first time, a small smile touched the old man's lips. He tapped the photo again, then pointed to a small, almost invisible inscription at the bottom. Sarah leaned in to read it. Scrawled in faint ink were two words, "My Lily." Lily, he remembered her name. A little piece of the puzzle had just fallen into place. Just then, two police cars pulled up quietly, their lights off so as not to startle him. Two officers, a man and a woman, approached cautiously. Sarah stood up to meet them, quickly explaining everything she knew, how she found him, his confusion, and the photograph of Lily. The female officer, Officer Davis, knelt down to speak to the man gently. "Hello, sir. My name is Officer Davis. We're here to help you." "That's a very nice picture you have there." The old man, whose name they would soon learn was Arthur, clutched the photo protectively. The officers ran a check of his description. While they waited, Officer Davis continued to speak with Arthur in a soothing voice. Sarah stayed nearby, not wanting to abandon him. She felt a strange connection to this stranger, a need to see his story through to a safe conclusion. Minutes later, the radio in the officer's car crackled to life. The dispatcher's voice was urgent. The man, Arthur, matched the description of a person who had been reported missing 3 months ago from a town over 50 miles away. His family had been searching for him tirelessly. Suddenly, the situation escalated. More police cars began to arrive, along with a paramedic team. It seemed Arthur's case was a high-priority one. Sarah watched, slightly overwhelmed, as the quiet park bench became the center of a whirlwind of activity. Police were cordoning off the area, and she found herself surrounded. It was surreal. All she had done was help an old man cross the street. Now, she was a key witness in a major missing persons case. An officer took her statement, asking her to recount every detail of their interaction. As the paramedics checked Arthur's vitals, a detective approached Sarah. "You did a very good thing today, miss," he said. "His family has been beside themselves with worrying. We've been searching for months. He has severe Alzheimer's and wandered away from his home. How he got this far, we have no idea." The detective explained that Arthur's wife, Lily, had passed away a year ago. The photo was of her in her youth. In his confused state, he must have set off to find her, with only a fading photograph and a fragmented memory to guide him. The news hit Sarah with a wave of emotion. His epic, heartbreaking journey was a testament to his enduring love for his wife. He wasn't just lost, he was on a quest, driven by a love so strong that not even a failing mind could erase it. A short while later, another car arrived. A woman rushed out, her face etched with worrying and relief. She ran towards Arthur, crying his name. "Dad, oh Dad, we found you." It was his daughter. She hugged him tightly, tears streaming down her face. Arthur looked at her, a glimmer of recognition in his eyes, before his gaze drifted back to the photo of his beloved Lily. Arthur's daughter then turned to Sarah, her eyes filled with immense gratitude. "Thank you," she sobbed. "Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to us. We thought we'd never see him again." Sarah, holding back her own tears, simply said, "I'm so glad he's safe." She watched as Arthur was gently guided into an ambulance, his daughter holding his hand, never letting go. The photograph of Lily was placed carefully in his pocket. The police thanked Sarah one last time, calling her a hero. But Sarah didn't feel like a hero. She just felt profoundly human. That day, she learned that the simplest act of kindness can change everything. It can bridge the gap between lost and found, between despair and hope. It can reunite a family and bring a loving father home. As Sarah finally picked up her forgotten groceries and walked to her car, the world seemed different, brighter. She realized that we are all connected, and sometimes all it takes is stopping for a moment to help someone cross the road to unravel a story of love, memory, and the unbreakable bonds of family. What an incredible story, right? It just goes to show you that a small act of compassion can have a ripple effect you could never imagine. Sarah didn't set out to be a hero, she just chose to be kind. It's a powerful reminder to look out for one another. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this moment with me. If this story touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content that celebrates the best of humanity. See you next time.